frog respiratory system, the respiratory system of the frog. So in respiratory system, the frog uses three types of respiratory surfaces. There are three types of respiratory surfaces you can see here. The frog uses three types of respiratory surfaces. Here you can see the first of all the internal organs. You can see the lungs here and the kidneys. This is the vertebral column and the skull and the girdle, pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle. That four limbs, all you can see in this diagram here. That alimentary canal and as well as liver, pancreas, stomach, then intestine, and finally how it opens into the cloaca you can see. Now let's come into the respiratory system. The lung is one of the surface for respiration. That lungs are present, pulmonary respiration we can say, and skin is another surface. The skin type of respiration with the skin is said to be the cutaneous respiration, and mucus lining of buccopharyngeal cavity, inner lining of the lungs. Means there are three respiratory options are there for the frog. The one is skin, we say cutaneous respiration. Then the mucus lining of the buccopharyngeal cavity, we call buccopharyngeal respiration. Inner lining of lungs also can exchange the gases, pulmonary respiration. So based on that respiratory organ, we can say the respiration in frog is of three types: cutaneous, pulmonary, and buccopharyngeal respiration. That the first of all, we'll go with cutaneous respiration. Among the three types, cutaneous respiration is a very important one. That skinless skin in frog is thin, moist, the vascular, which facilitate the cutaneous respiration. Thin, moist, and vascular. Thin, moist, and vascular skin helpful for the cutaneous respiration. Next, the skin is permeable to oxygen and carbon dioxide. That means always it need to be moist first of all. That in that moist or that place in the moist skin, the oxygen is going to be dissolved. Oxygen will be dissolved and carbon dioxide will be sent from there. So that kind of exchange of gases is going to happen here. The skin is permeable to for both oxygen as well as carbon dioxide. Oxygen is dissolved in the mucus film or moisture on the surface of the body. That's why we use it to say that mucus film or moisture which is present on the surface of the body, which is required, means here this kind of mucus film is required for the frog. Always the skin of frog should be moist. Why? Because in the moist skin only oxygen is going to be dissolved. Oxygen is going to be dissolved. So that's why and moreover, we said cutaneous respiration is the primary respiration, very important respiration among the three types. So that's why skin should be always moist. In case if skin is dried up, there may be a possibility of death of frog even. Okay, so diffuses into the blood capillaries, oxygen will dissolve first, then after diffuses into the blood capillaries, and in exchange with that, carbon dioxide will be released out. The carbon dioxide will be released out from there. Okay, skin should be moist for cutaneous respiration. That is a very important thing to be remembered. And next, buccopharyngeal respiration. What is buccopharyngeal? As I said to you so many times, why that word buccopharyngeal? As I said in case of human being, there is no buccopharyngeal cavity in human being. That nostrils opens into the nasal chamber, mouth opens into the buccal chamber, nasal chamber opens into nasopharynx, buccal chamber opens into oropharynx. That is the case of human being. But when the nasal chamber and buccal chamber are separated by palate, as we learned earlier. In case of frog, nostrils opens into the nasal chamber, mouth opens into the buccal chamber, and all they open into the pharynx, all are united. Nasal chamber, buccal chamber, pharyngeal chamber, pharynx. That's collectively we call buccopharyngeal cavity. Why? Because there is no palate in case of frag. Whatever we have, that palate is absent. Okay, let us see how they do. Respiratory exchange of gases occurs through the moist vascular lining of buccopharyngeal cavity. In addition to the skin, through the moist vascular lining of buccopharyngeal cavity, that particular respiration occurs. Buccopharyngeal respiration. Let me show you the buccopharyngeal cavity. Wait a minute. Here we have to go. So this is the cavity. We can say buccopharyngeal cavity. That I am making a circles around that. That is buccopharyngeal cavity. Okay, so nostrils opens into the cavity, mouth opens into the same cavity. The full cavity we can say buccopharyngeal cavity. So see here only that where I am doing the circle. Okay. Next means when gases comes into this particular cavity, when gases stay for a period of time, the moist cavity that takes some amount of oxygen. In that way, we can say buccopharyngeal cavity. So moist skin is required. Buccopharyngeal cavity also need to be that vascular lining of buccopharyngeal cavity is helpful for the oxygen exchange. And when the frog is on land, it prefers for the lung, pulmonary respiration. Then how does the pulmonary respiration occur? Let's talk about. When the frog is on land, it also breathes through its lungs. So nostril opens, floor of mouth drops, nostril closes, floor of mouth raises, nostril closes, floor of mouth drops. This is actually given in the textbook here. I should elaborate this, but just I am showing here how it is given in text here. We need to elaborate this. That means we are going to separate this in the form of two, inspiration and expiration. Let me write it first of all. Inspiration. Let me go for inspiration. So what happens during inspiration? Let us see. That means breathing inside, the air breathing inside is said to be inspiration. At the time, what happens? Let us write the events. Let us write the events of that time when what happens. Nostril open. Okay, nostril open, air enters into buccopharyngeal cavity. Nostril open, air enters into buccopharyngeal cavity. Okay, so that is the first thing will happen. Little need to increase. So that was the first thing will happen. Nostril open, air enters into buccopharyngeal cavity. Okay, then how will it go to the lungs? That is the question here. So how will it go to the question lungs? The floor of the mouth, buccopharyngeal cavity raises. Now you see the difference. Where I circle, there you see the difference. That means the floor of the mouth raises. Nostril closed. Nostril closed. Then what happens? Buccopharyngeal cavity elevated. That means floor of the mouth. Mouth they say that is nothing but floor of buccopharyngeal cavity is raises. That means creating pressure in the buccopharyngeal cavity. Buccopharyngeal cavity raises. See the aroma when it raises. Nostril closed. That's why the only option is air should go into the lungs. Air will go into the lungs. Air goes to lungs. So that is the inspiration. Okay. Next, what about expiration? What about expiration? Now let's talk about expiration here. So during expiration, so where it is now that okay, when air enters into the lungs, when air enters into the lungs, oxygen will be taken in, then carbon dioxide will be given back to the lungs. So that means whatever the things are happening in the lungs, oxygen will be collected, carbon dioxide will be released into the lungs, all that things happen. Now the question here, how does the air comes out? That is the incomplete information given in the textbook. So now let's say, first of all, that air from lungs to buccopharyngeal cavity. So first of all, what should happen? Air should come from lungs to buccopharyngeal cavity. Air from lungs to buccopharyngeal cavity. Okay, so here we have to use the glottis also. Not using the glottis. Glottis is not used in the text here. That's why I'm not using. That means glottis open, air from lungs to buccopharyngeal cavity. Okay. Next, glottis close, nostril open. That means just imagine like there are two door issue. Buccopharyngeal cavity is having two doors. One side it is having nostril, and other side it is having glottis. So through the glottis open, air enters in the lungs. Return, glottis open, air enter into the buccopharyngeal cavity. From the lungs to the buccopharyngeal cavity. Now the glottis is closed. Again, buccopharyngeal cavity raised. That makes that air goes out through the nostril. So the air from lungs to buccopharyngeal cavity. When that particular the floor of the mouth drop down, that this happens. Now again, what should happen? Nostril open, buccopharyngeal cavity raises. Nostril open, buccopharyngeal cavity raises. Okay, so air goes out through nostrils. Okay, so that's it. This is the, and without the glottis issue, I'm explaining this because I should follow the text here. The inspiration, nostril open, air enters into the buccopharyngeal cavity. Nostril closed and glottis is open. Floor of buccopharyngeal cavity raises and air goes to the lungs. Like next, what should happen after the exchange of gases? Lungs to the buccopharyngeal cavity. Air from lungs to buccopharyngeal cavity. That is because of glottis open. Now the glottis is closed. Now the glottis is closed. Here it is closed. Buccopharyngeal cavity is raised. Floor of that mouth drops. Okay, that is what is the next step? Floor of mouth drops. Glottis open. Air enters into the buccopharyngeal cavity. Okay, from there, how it will come out? That is important. So nostril open, buccopharyngeal cavity again raises. Air goes out through the nostril. So that's it. That means a little confusing here. Half information in the textbook. If you take the screenshot, will be helpful for you. So that means there is a via media that you have to understand. Buccopharyngeal cavity is raising for two times. When buccopharyngeal cavity for the first time it is raised, nostril closed, glottis open. Inspiration. Buccopharyngeal cavity elevated for the second time, glottis closed, nostril open. That means expiration. That means you should use the glottis. Glottis. Glottis is an opening of trachea. So without glottis we can't say, but not mentioned in the text. That's why I'm not writing. I'm using the word. Okay. So simply we can explain this. The buccopharyngeal cavity. This buccopharyngeal cavity raised for two times. When it raised for first time, nostril close, glottis open. Where you see the arrow mark, that is glottis. Then air goes to the lungs. Okay. Second time, that buccopharyngeal cavity again raised. This time glottis close, nostril open. So that's it. That's a simple thing to understand. Okay, that there are two openings you have to understand. There are two openings with two doors. One is nostril and other is glottis. Okay, when it is elevated, nostril closed, glottis open, inspiration. When buccopharyngeal cavity elevated, that nostril open, glottis closed, out. Air goes out from the that buccopharyngeal cavity. So that's it. That's the story of the respiratory system. that cutaneous respiration. Okay, you may get doubt here. At the time when I said buccopharyngeal respiration is also a kind of respiration, we said, isn't it? Buccopharyngeal respiration is also a mode of respiration which we said over. Then what is this? Air goes through this. That means that was the problem actually. Now let's come from the beginning. Let's come from the beginning. What we have seen, we said there are three types of respiration. One is cutaneous respiration. Now that second is a buccopharyngeal respiration. Wait, from the beginning I'm coming. So that's it. There are three types of respiration. We said skin, mucus lining of buccopharyngeal cavity, inner lining of the lungs. So when you see the inner lining of the lungs, we said pulmonary respiration. When it is happening, what is the problem we observed? Is it like human being? No. In case of human being, we breathe easily. Likewise, easily we can breathe. No need of elevation of buccal cavity, all these things, because we have special muscles. We call them as that intercostal muscles of the ribs and our diaphragm. These both things helpful for respiration comfortably. If we say in case of frog, it is not much developed. That means air comes into the buccopharyngeal cavity, then after should go to the lungs, and lungs to buccopharyngeal cavity coming out. This is all going to be not a that mechanism which will helpful for the more oxygen and the more air with oxygen that cannot be possible. We say not dependable type of respiration we can say. In the mean period of time, air is there in buccopharyngeal cavity also, isn't it? That's why they are able to exchange the gas, and after that they are sending air to the lungs. Whatever it may be, this is not good what we are saying here, not much developed feature it is. That's why we said the skin is a bigger one. Among the three types of respiratory system, cutaneous respiration is the most important of the three types. That less, it is said to be by the scientists, that less oxygen they are collecting from buccopharyngeal and lungs. So that's why this is very important. This skin should be thin, moist, and vascular. The skin is permeable to oxygen and carbon dioxide because of the moisture, the mucus film present above on the skin surface. And that oxygen will dissolve in the mucus film and then after goes to the blood capillaries in exchange of carbon dioxide occurs here. So that's okay. Exchange of carbon dioxide. Now here in this diagram we can see clearly that this box is buccopharyngeal cavity. This is lungs. Okay. So what we said here, this is nostril. Okay. What is the additional thing I should add? This area, the red mark I am showing. That is the area glottis. Okay. So step one, what we said, step one. Through the nostril, air enters into the buccopharyngeal cavity. When buccopharyngeal cavity is elevated, air goes into the lungs. So at the time when buccopharyngeal cavity elevated, there is a problem, air goes out even. That's why we said nostril closed. Okay. Next, what about expiration? From the lungs, that air enters into the buccopharyngeal cavity. Now buccopharyngeal cavity is elevated. At the time glottis is closed, nostril open, air goes out. So that means there is a station, that is buccopharyngeal cavity. That's why some respiration occurs here also, some respiration occurs here also. But both are not dependable, what we say. Okay, both are not much dependable. So that's it about the buccopharyngeal respiration. There little bit that respiration occurs, gases exchange occurs in the buccopharyngeal cavity in addition to the skin, and that go for respiration with lungs on land. When the frog is on land, it also breathes through its lungs. That what the text sentences I am reading now. Nostril open, floor of mouth drops, air enters into the buccopharyngeal cavity. The nostril closed, the floor of buccal cavity raises, air enters into the lungs. This is the inspiration. Okay, what expiration? Lungs. That air from the lungs, it enters into the buccopharyngeal cavity. Then after buccopharyngeal cavity again raises, that air goes out from the buccopharyngeal cavity into outside. So that's what we are saying here. Okay, so that is expiration. Nostril open, buccopharyngeal cavity raises, and air goes out. Floor of mouth raises. That's it. Okay. So the lungs are pink colored, highly vascular, sac-like organs. Okay, so that here we are trying to explain this once again. That frog gulps in air, fasting, closes the mouth and nails. Okay, raises the jaw, tongue to make mouth cavity smaller, which brings air moves from the mouth cavity, buccopharyngeal cavity to the lungs. Okay, so that when the jaw is raised, the pressure of the air inside the mouth cavity increases. You see here, when the jaw is raised, mouth cavity means buccopharyngeal cavity increases, which facilitate air comes into the buccopharyngeal cavity, then closes the mouth and nares mean nostrils, so that that facilitate air moves from the buccopharyngeal cavity to the lungs. Okay, so that's all about the inspiration. When it talks about the expiration, reverse it happens. Due to the elevation of the buccopharyngeal cavity, the air forces the glottis to open and enter the lungs, and exchange of gases takes place. Air through the nostril open, buccal cavity, buccopharyngeal cavity raises, then air goes to the lungs. After this, the floor of the buccopharyngeal cavity is lower. Nostril closed, air from the lungs goes out via buccopharyngeal cavity, and buccopharyngeal cavity, air from buccopharyngeal cavity, it enters into the atmosphere when the nostril is getting open. Okay. So let's close this respiratory system. During the pulmonary respiration, the buccopharyngeal cavity acts like a, means the role of a
Force pump.
Force pump.
Force pump.
very good. So that I understand. You are you got this topic well. Force pump, that is forcing from buccopharyngeal cavity, forcing the air to the lungs, and from the lungs to outside also into the nostrils also. Cutaneous respiration is permeable to
Oxygen and CO2.
Oxygen
Oxygen
and
and
carbon
carbon
dioxide.
dioxide.
wherever,
Carbon dioxide.
wherever the respiration it is. Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Good to hear a lot of voices. Okay, so this is all about the frog respiratory system. This is all about the frog respiratory system. And we need to continue with circulatory system of frog.